Today's lesson, we're going to look at a very specific rate, which is unit price. And so our focus for today is I can compare and use unit prices by finding the unit price. And so when we talk about a unit price is going to be how much something costs that gives the price of one item. So it's a unit. So when we talk about unit fractions, it's where the benchmark or the numerator is always one. A unit price is where we're going to be looking at how much something of one item costs. And so for the first problem that we're going to look at is your solve and share on page 493, and it says Daniela is shopping for movies online. She sees these three different offers shown below. Which offer is the best buy? Explain your thinking. Solve this problem any way you choose. So we have offer 1 is 4 for $33, offer 2 is 2 for $18.70, and offer 5 is 5 for $42.50. And so the first thing that we need to do is we need to go ahead and we need to find the unit price. And so if I have 4 for $33, to find unit price, I'm going to do 33, divide that by 4, and then that will give me how much one movie costs. So 4 goes into 33 8 times. That's 32. I'm going to subtract. I end up with 1 left over. I need to make sure I put my decimal, add a 0. 4 goes into 10 twice. That's 8. Subtract, I have 2. Add a 0. 4 goes into 25 times. So my first unit price that I have is going to be $8.25 per movie. So we just need to find the other two prices to see if that's going to be a good comparison. So I'm going to do the same thing for the 2 for $18.70. So I'm going to divide 2 into $18.70. So I'm always going to be dividing the number of items into the price, and that will give me the cost per or the price per item. Okay, so 2 goes into 18 9 times. That's 18. I'm going to subtract. I have my 0. Make sure that I move my decimal straight up, and then I don't worry about it anymore. 2 goes into 7 6 times. That is going to be 6. Subtract 1 left over, bring down the 0. 2 goes into 10 5 times. And so this problem, or this unit rate, is going to be $9.65. So for 2 for $18.50, the unit rate for each movie, or unit price for each movie, is $9.65. The last one that we're going to do is the 5 for $42.50. And so if I divide out 5 into $42.50, go ahead and get my decimals placed. So because I don't have a decimal in my divisor, I can just bring the decimal straight up and don't worry about it. 5 goes into 42 8 times. So 5 times 8 is 40. I'm going to subtract. I'm left with 2. I bring down the 5. 5 goes into 25 5 times. So that becomes 25. I subtract, and then 5 goes into 0 0 times. So my last unit rate for offer 3 is going to be $8.50. So I've now found unit rates. I'm going to compare those unit rates to see which offer is the best buy. So the offer that's the best buy is going to be the value that's the lowest. So offer 1 for $33 is going to be your best buy. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the look back. It said Jenna found another online sale that offers movies for $27.75. Complete the double line diagram. What is the cost of each movie of this offer? So we have 3 that we're going to divide into $27.75. So when I divide that into $27.75, I bring my decimal straight up. 3 goes into 27 9 times. 3 times 9 is 27. I'm going to subtract. 0 left over, bring down the 7. Decimal was already placed. 3 goes into 7 twice. That becomes 6. Subtract, I have 1 left over, bring down the 5. 3 goes into 15 5 times. Subtract the 15, and I end up with 0. So my double line diagram is going to be $9.25. So that offer 1 for $33 is still the best offer for buying movies. Okay, so again, when we are looking for unit price, we're dividing the number that we have, or the number of items that we have, into the cost. So we divide the cost by the number of items, and that will give us our unit price. All right. So if we take a look at this problem, it says, how can you compare the prices of different amounts of the same items? Well, we find that by finding the unit price. So is this lunch special or the weekend special a better deal? So the lunch special is 3 tacos for $2.40. The weekend special is 4 tacos for $3.40. We need to find the unit rate of both of the specials and then compare. So I'm going to do 3 into $2.40. So again, because my divisor doesn't have a decimal, I can just bring the decimal straight up. Excuse me, 3 does not go into 2. So I need to put that placeholder. 3 goes into 24 8 times. 3 times 8 is going to be 24. When I subtract, 0 left over. Bring down 0. 3 goes into 0 times. So the lunch special is going to be 80 cents a taco. And then the weekend special, let's see what's going to be a better deal on that one. So I'm going to divide 3.40, so $3.40. Put my decimal up by 4. So again, 4 does not go into 0. 4 goes into 34 8 times. That's 32. Subtract, I have 2 left over. Bring down the 0. 4 goes into 25 times. So I end up with 85 cents. And so the better deal is going to be the 3 tacos for $2.40 instead of the 4 tacos for 85 cents. And so you'll see on here, they went ahead and did a double line diagram to find it for both, which you can absolutely do that. Or if we could just find the unit rate. Either method works for you. If you like the visual of doing the double line diagram, you can do that. But again, if you look, what I'm doing is I'm dividing my price by the number of items that I have, and then that will give me my unit rate. Okay. So if we take a look at the convince me, it says explain how to decide what is a better buy: 4 greeting cards for $10 or 6 greeting cards for $14. And so it's, again, not asking me how to solve. It's asking me explain how to decide which is a better buy. And so what we're going to do is we're going to find the unit price and compare. And then that will tell me what the better buy is. And so answered the question, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do my comparison, get that practice in with the unit price. So I'm going to divide 4 greeting cards into $10. So 4 goes into 10 twice. That's 8. Subtract, I have 2 left over. Put my decimal down. 4 goes into 25 times. Subtract that out. So $2.50 is the price per each greeting card for $4. Or if I did 6 greeting cards for $14, let's see what the price would be. So 6 goes into 14 twice. I have 12, subtract 2 left over, put my decimal at a 0. Okay. 6 goes into 23 times. 6 times 3 is going to be 18. Subtract, I have 2 left over, add a 0. 6 goes into 23 times. That becomes 18. I subtract, I have 2 left over. So at this point in time, it becomes what is a repeating decimal. And so because we're looking at money, if I did this again, I'd have 3. I would go ahead and round it to the nearest hundredth because that's my coins. So this one is going to be $2.33. So if I do my comparison, $2.50 is going to be greater than $2.33. And so the 6 for 14 is the better buy because they're cheaper. And this is one of those times where in math, we really look at it and go, oh, I can really see how this is something that can be used in real life. A lot of times, math, when you look at math, you go, I don't see myself ever using this. Unit price is something that you will use a lot, especially when you go grocery shopping and you're looking for that better buy. You always are looking at that and comparing that unit price. Something may be a little bit more expensive, but if it's got a better unit price in the long run, it will be cheaper. All right, take a look at your guided practice. So if we look at this number one, why is unit price a special type of unit rate? So we're looking at this just instead of comparing two specific things, we are comparing a unlike items with prices. So unit price compares a unit rate price compares items to dollar amount. And that's really why it's a special kind of unit rate. So unit price compares items to dollar amount instead of just comparing any value to dollar amount. So we worked on a problems where it was laps per minute. Unit price is always going to be the cost of how much does one item cost. All right, let's take a look at number two. Paul says that a lower unit rate is only better by if you can use all of the items purchased to get the lower unit rate. Do you agree? So a good example for this would be if a unit price, let's say for 80 pounds of flour is less than a unit price for 5 pounds of flour, well, I may not be able to use 80 pounds of flour for a really, really long time and it might go bad. Whereas a 5-pound bag may be a little bit more expensive, but in the long run, I'm going to get more use out of it. So I can agree with him. If not all of the unit items are used, then it's not going to be cheaper. So, yes, if not all of the items being used, then a lower unit rate could actually cost more. Because again, I may be spending less money, but if I'm not going to use all of it, am I really saving that money? Okay. All right, so we're going to find the unit price. 7 movie tickets for $56. So the cost of one movie ticket is how many times does 7 go into 56? Well, 7 goes into 56 8 times. So the cost of one movie ticket is $8. Okay, so it's $8 per ticket. So I'm going to go ahead and keep using that rate language. So cost of one ticket is $8 per ticket. 12 ounces of shampoo for $2.76. So this one I don't know right off the top of my head. I can't mentally do that. If with a decimal, you shouldn't be mentally doing it either. Those of you that are thinking, oh, I could do that mentally, don't. We do the work so that way we make sure that we're not making errors. 12 goes into 2, 0 times. 12 goes into 27 twice. 12 times 2 is going to be 24. Subtract, I end up with 3. Bring down the 6. 12 goes into 36 3 times. So my cost is going to be, let me clear that out. Cost is going to be 23 cents per ounce. So you need to make sure that because we're talking about rate language, you still need to make sure that we're doing the 23 cents. There's my dollar amount per ounce. There's my unit price. Okay, 2 books for $15 or 6 books for $45. So 2 books for $15 is going to be $7.50 per book. So that's the first unit rate. 6 books for $45. I'm going to go ahead and find what the unit price is going to be for 6 books for $45.